So, hello to Alnahudy Central. Welcome back to the channel. I know there hasn't been any videos recently uploaded. A little bit has been done on the layout, but this video was kind of given for Christmas. And obviously with the launch of the Hornby 2019 range coming out a couple of days ago, we'll have a look to see what floats my boat. So it's a little after Christmas. It's now 2019. Let's just see what we've got for Christmas. What is this? The modern day equivalent of an orange and some coal? Hang on. This isn't right.
Don't worry, I'll help you. Bibbity boo. Make me the presents back into this box.
That's much better, isn't it? So as I said, a little bit has taken place. We've got some prizer ducks and swans. These are they cost a bomb. They're about 10 quid each for such small things, but they're so delicate and intricate that I don't think I would have been able to produce them. But you can see I've put them onto the layout there. There's a few with their heads under the water. I've also purchased two canoes. These are HO scale obviously, but everybody knows HO is near enough the same as 00 and you won't really be able to tell the difference. And they're placed on the river. They've been glued in. The figures have been glued into the boats. I've just got to put a dark wash on the figures because that'll accentuate the all the creases on the clothing. We have also purchased some reeds. There's 16 of them in there. And some water lilies. I haven't got the water lilies on the section at the moment, but you can see there that's one of the reeds. They're essentially laser cut paper which you fold and form into the reeds themselves. There's going to be a couple more there, and all you need to do is just glue them. I say glue them down into place once you've found a final position for them. But it just adds a bit of variety to the section. Fisherman's still there, he still hasn't caught anything. But you can see there I've added the black wash to his body, which I've made out of a figure. And it just highlights the creases of the clothing. So the first thing that I got for Christmas was these two Hornby sea cows. Now these are pre-weathered and they come with the loads in as well. Now I haven't actually got these had these out of the box yet, but I got these from Worley. The majority of the stuff that I received from Christmas, from Father Christmas, also from the wife, was bought at Worley. So you get the loads. I could do with some weathering on top. These seem to be kind of plaster casts. You can see that they're manufacturally weathered, so there's no need to weather these. They've got the lime streaking on the bogies, lots of detail, and the loads technically should just slot in. So these are the first set of modern wagons really that I've got on the layout. I did have one Dapple J&A wagon which I need to expand on. But I saw these, and although they say £25 on the box, I think I paid, well, Father Christmas paid £40 for them instead of 50. Now those were second hand, but because they don't sell them anymore and they're quite sought after, that's why the price they were. However, these two are brand new. And again, I think I paid £40 for both of these. So they're the Freightliner HIA wagons. You can see on the sides. These aren't weathered. But eventually when I become proficient at weathering, I will attempt at weathering them. Now again, these haven't come out of the box yet. So and if these are anything to go by the J&A wagon that Dapple produce, then I'll be very pleased with these, because the J&A wagon is superb. So these are brand new. And again, it's more modern image wagons to add to the fleet. You do get an extra pack of detailing buffer beam detail. Not sprung buffer, but the detail is amazing. I don't know how close I can go on that without it not zooming out. But even with the warning panel signs, let's just see if I can get... No, that's as best as I can get it on this camera. But these are fantastic, and I've got them in white as well. So, went to see Justin at Scale Model Scenery on their stall in Worley, and bought an array of stuff from them, mainly for the next bit of the layout which I'm going to be doing, which is the platform sections and the town sections. So first up was these fire hydrants, gas, water and cable markers. They're all laser cut into the card, and you can paint them to whichever colours you want. We got some 3D printed recycling bins. You get 3 of these in the pack, with the stickers as well, the recycling logos. Air conditioning units. These seem to be like a thin piece of MDF. And then there's a paper wrap which goes around it. And eventually they'll look like that. We've got some construction roadwork safety barriers. They look quite intricate really, and quite detailed. And that's the beauty with laser etching and laser cuts. We've got some pedestrian railings with a slight gap on top, because there's different ones you can get. There's pedestrian railings with a slight gap like this, or there's just normal pedestrian railings without the gap. And they look, I don't know if they're plastic. Doesn't say. But it doesn't look like the normal card. But it's been packed by Tony. We've got some, these are 3D printed speed bumps. You get 8 in these. Platform help points, because obviously it is modern era. So I intend to dot some of these around the platforms. Again with the stickers. Upside down even. So they look quite cool. Some catch pits to go on the line side. Detailing. 3D printed working LED mounted floodlights. You get 6 in these, and they come with the resistors, so they can go on the sheds. Vending machine, This one isn't illuminated, but you can get it illuminated. But the instructions are there if you do want to illuminate it. And to be fair, it doesn't look that difficult, so I might just put an LED in there just to light it up. We've got some roadside equipment cabinets. So these are like the BT, the fibre broadband boxes that you can see at the roadside. A bit like the relay boxes on the railway, but obviously for the road infrastructure. So again, it's got all the details in there. And lastly from them, a telecommunications mast, mobile phone mast essentially. You see these dotted around the place, all the area now. Some are different in construction, some have got radar dishes and stuff like that. But that'd be quite good. And because I spent so much, he threw in a bottle of rocket car glue as well, and these are like £6 anyway, so fair play to Justin for that. Next up, we've got some Metcalf kits. So we've got the stone double or single track over bridge, the railway bridge, and it's the stone style, so that area is going to be used, if you can just see where the platform will meet the upper section on all the way along. So I'm going to place all the stone sections there. We've also got obviously the inclines, the retaining walls to go up the embankment, and more retaining walls to go. I think these would buy two get the third free, and that's the beauty with going to Worley and places like that, because you can get some good deals. Next up is some rubberized horsehair. This is fantastic stuff for making trees or hedges. And it's literally as horsehair with a coat of rubber in. Now, there's plenty of videos out there on YouTube about how making hedges and trees and other stuff, but it's quite a good versatile material to use. Next up is this coach lighting kit. Now I do have one coach lighting kit which is from Train Technics or Traintronics, something like that, which is about £20 per carriage, which, if you think about, if you're doing a 6-rate coach, 6 times 20 is 120. So you're looking at £120 just to light up. But these are from Layouts for You, and these were £6 each. And from looking at them on the stall, they were very effective. These are a warm white. They come with a battery as well, and they've got a reed switch in there, so they only come on when the coach moves. And there you go. So I'm looking forward to getting that on the layout. Got some detail brushes, very fine point, and I've got some flat brushes. And then next up are stuff from the in-laws, which I didn't know I was getting. So first up, I've got a Hornby footbridge. In here, we've got a Dapol container. So that means I'll have to get some container wagons, some flatbed wagons to put these on. Put them nicely, safely back in the box. We've got some lifting jacks from Bachmann, so they can go in the shed when I finally do it. I think these are quite new release as well. Pico Model Scene. The Model Scene brand have been taken over by Pico, and they've recently released these Platform Accessories Modern Era Pack. So in it, obviously it's that shiny plastic, so I'm going to have to prime them, but in it you get barriers, ticket booth, ticket machine, the computer displays for the arrivals, and the information board. So I saw that and thought, that could be quite useful. So I'm going to see what they're like, but they've quite recently released those. I've got a Oxford diecast Land Rover road railer. It's the Land Rover Defender 110 version. And there should be on the bottom the ramps to actually get onto the rail. So that's nice. And lastly, I've got a Hornby pneumatic buffer stop, because I've already got one. And I've got 2 sections on the platformette section, which will require 2 of these. It's a bit plasticky at the moment, and that's the problem with the Hornby build. So I'm considering whether to detach these and build my own, or add something onto this to make it a bit more realistic, because as it stands, it's a train set piece at the moment and not a model railway piece. So that's something to consider. So as I said, the Hornby brand released their 2019 up-and-coming models, which for the modern day modeler is quite good. They've listened to what the modeler wants. They've also catered for people coming into the hobby. So things like the HST pack, which retails for £120 on the Hornby website. But if you go to Hattons or Rails of Sheffield, I've looked up all of the stuff that is retailing on the Hornby website is retailing for around £10 to £20 cheaper on Hattons or Rails of Sheffield. So it's wise to order from them, because you're going to be saving money in the long run. But the stuff like the GWR HST pack, which includes track, analog controller and a coach, which is on the Hornby website for £120, but on Rails I think it's 107. For the modeler coming into the hobby, that's a great pack to have. The reason why it's so cheap is because I think it's the old tooling and it's just had a paint job essentially. But there's stuff like Hogwarts. This time they've used the right locomotive. They've put a Castle class locomotive on it rather than the Hall class locomotive, which is on the old ones. But you can, on Hattons or the Rails, I think it's retailing for £180, the train set. That's DCC ready, with track, not with, I don't know if it's with track, with coaches as well. And you can actually get that locomotive in TTS sound as well, or buy the coaches and the locomotives separately. There are the new Mark IIIs with sliding doors rather than opening doors. That's right, sliding doors. But they're in, I think they're in the cross country, the ScotRail and GWR branding, or maybe LNER. I haven't got any of that franchises on the railway. So that's something to consider. Maybe I'll branch out, because I'm not staying to one particular area on the railway. I'll run what I want to run. It's not going to be specific to Eastern Coast or West Coast or anything like that. There's a new Northern Bell release and the equivalent down in the southern region, which is a 67 class being pulled. There's new 66s. I'm interested in the new 66s because obviously Hattons are releasing theirs in March, which is £150. Now, I've been told on good assurances that from the people who were at Hatton's a couple of months ago, who have witnessed and seen the new model, that it is an exquisite model, especially their sound version. But I don't think I can stretch to their sound version. But obviously, with the introduction of the Hatton's 66, which retails for £150, Hornby have come out with their 66 for £74 or something in the region of that. So equivalent, you could have two 66s from Hornby for the price of a Hatton 66. So I'm in a bit of a dilemma really. Should I get two Hornby? And I can always put TTS sounds in there and change the speaker to bump it up with some bass speakers in there. Or do I go for one locomotive, the Hatton's one? So I really don't know what I'm going to do with that. But the 66s look very interesting, and there's loads of liveries on that as well. There's GBRF, there are Freightliner, DB Schenker. This is the Hornby 66s. There's a lot out there, so do go and check them out. So for the modern day modeler, there are a lot of things which are floating my boat, but it also means I'm going to have to spend some money, so I'm going to have to start saving. So that's the end of the January video for Alnahudy Central. I hope you've had a good Christmas, and I hope that the new year is just as good. And I wish all the best to everybody subscribe, and to new subscribers, and to everybody out there in the hobby. And that I hope 2019 brings a lot of joy, as I hope it will for me. So hopefully next time I upload a video, there'll be some decent updates on the layout. One of my New Year's resolution, one is to get fit, one is to lose weight, and the third one is to get some decent modelling stuff done on the layout this year, because I fully am aware that I have been lacking in the progress updates. So stay tuned, always comment and I'll comment back. If there's something you don't like, let me know and I'll comment and I'll reply. No criticism is bad criticism. At the end of the day, we're all in this for the same reason, because we want to model. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.